say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and
Microphone
the
activated.
home of the brave.
Evening, race fans. This is JC and Brad Tazbecker bringing you the SOMO Series finale at Michigan. You got a copy, Brad? All right. Here at Michigan, just got done with practice, and Jeff Hollingsworth led practice tonight, and he'd still be in battle for this points competition if he didn't have bad luck last week and hit a pothole, which damaged his car, and he wasn't able to keep going. So some bad luck for him. See Michael Trevarton outrunning his lap, and we'll take a quick look here at the points. And Ryan Gemmel's got a 13-point lead over Shane Papala. And Shane's not able to run tonight as they're having a cup race at Martinsville. And next in third place, 27 points back, is Jeff Hollingsworth. Just had horrible luck last week. And Gemmel starts this thing. It's impossible to touch him, and he's now gridded up and running some laps. So nobody could touch him tonight as far as points go. Here he is taking his lap off of pit road. An 84-degree air temp, 104-degree track temp. So this is going to be super slick for these guys. And I know a lot of them did run in the DRL series a while back, or on Sunday night, and it's pretty fast cars in this field. And actually, the 21 of Todd Cray ended up winning that Sunday night 90-lap event. See Ryan running up against the wall here this first lap. Trying to scuff them tires up a little bit. Their current qualifying times have Speidel just jumped to the top. Trevarton's sitting in his second spot right now. Dale Glessner with a good run, sitting in third. Alzada, who was fast in practice, into the top 5 here. And you just see Seth Hatchell jump into that third spot. They're all kind of bouncing around there.
User joined your channel.
Gemmel drops it down into second. Todd Cray doing his second lap. Todd Cray on his first lap jumps up into that third slot. Field's pretty tight. 39,007, and everybody's within half a second. It looks like they might have timed out. Brad, you got a copy on me?
10-4. You got a copy on me, JC?
Yep, I do.
Alright.
So he went over. Gemmel's going to start this race, and that's pretty much going to hand him the championship after Hollingsworth's bad luck, and Papala was busy running fast cars tonight. So what was a really, really tight last week kind of spread itself out with Papala being unable to run this week, and with Hollingsworth hitting the pothole and totally destroying his car. And it's, what's the odds of something odd like that happen? I still watch it today, and I'm like, what in the world? But I guess it happens. So it looks like we have 14. $15 cars checked in for tonight.
Yeah, it was almost 13. Gary Wright and Tiny Horse snuck in right at the bell.
So we're going to get 145 laps of racing action tonight. So we're going to see a lot of different strategies play out throughout the night. I'm thinking 3 to 4 green flag pit stops. It'll all depend on if we throw a caution in there or not. So whoever can get in, get their tires, and get out of pit lane clean That might be who can pull this thing off as we head down the backstretch here during the pace lap. Brad Speidel's going to start on the pole. He ran a 39.007. On the outside of him is going to be your points leader, Ryan Gemmel. Todd Cray, the winner of the DRL series on Sunday night here at Michigan, starting third. Len McNeese on his inside, the 84 starting fourth. Jeff Hollingsworth, who led practice, starting fifth. Michael Javartin, the 2-car, starting sixth. Seth Hatchell, Team V-Speed, starting seventh. Dale Glessner on the outside of him, starting eighth. Paul Zada, who I believe finished fourth in practice, starting ninth. Von Holofield starting 10th. James Dewar, the 32, starting 11th. Starting 12th, Rob Jenkins. Behind him, Mark Jenkins, Tiny Horse Johnson, and Gary Wright. And we got the green flag in the air. Off into turn one we go.
It looks like Ryan got through the gears real good there. He got the jump. He's going to be leading coming off it too.
Gemmel in the lead. Speidel falls in behind him. Todd Craze fell in line to third. He's got Len McNeese all over the back bumper of him, and Hollingsworth on his inside, trying to take a peek.
Whoa, and Hollingsworth throws it in real deep. He's all the way up to Speidel, battling for second.
It looks like he had a good run there off the bottom and wasn't able to hold it, but the next turn he really stuck it down there and he's able to hold it as the inside of the 5 machine. And trying to make a charge here, get to that lead. Everybody fanned out here pretty wide towards the back, but this front pack of 8, they're all still side-by-side battling for spots.
I mean, it definitely looks like it, but the top 10, they're pretty tight right now.
Hollingsworth's made it to the inside of the 6. I'm going to throw it down in here to 3 and see if he can get it to stick and take that lead.
And Todd Cray just turns that thing left through the middle of the corner, drives her down to the apron. He's under Ryan too.
Hollingsworth's able to hold him off that lap, but here comes Hatchell on the bottom. Falling into that 5th spot after a big drive off the apron. And I'll apologize if we go out here because we got like a massive storm coming in right now.
Yeah, it's rolling through the whole Midwest because we've been getting hit pretty hard this evening too.
So Hollingsworth takes that spot, that top spot, and Cray follows him through. Gonna hit the line here with Hollingsworth in the lead, Cray in second, and Gemmel's in third. Yeah, I mean, who would have guessed that Wisconsin was going to have a hurricane this year?
Right.
On top of everything else.
Oh, it looks like Dale's going down to the inside wall.
Yeah,
He fast towed it right to pit lane.
I'm guessing the storm must be here because the fire pagers are going off. I'm tucked in my basement, so we're good. Hollingworth, Cray, and Gemmel's still your top three. Spidle's in your pole sitters in fourth. Barton in fifth. Everybody's in line, and look who didn't grid up and has pulled up into that sixth spot. 38
Yeah.
Tiny Horse.
Tiny Horse and Hatchel, those two have been working pretty good together since they got hooked up.
You see Hatchel send him off into the corner there. And here at Michigan, you do pull a nice draft if you get somebody that can, you know, give it to you. Hatchel pulls the draft off the 38, and he's going to take the inside of him here and try to take over that sixth spot. It's like he'll do it here going into one.
Now we'll see if Tiny Horse throws the crossover and tries to drive her back down under him. But he just tucks it up, and they're real tight behind Hatchel. And they're going to go try to chase down that front pack. Meanwhile, behind him, Ron Hollifield, Paul Zoda, and Mark Jenkins have an awesome battle going on. The brothers are hooked up on the bottom. Whoa! I don't know what's going on, but Cray and Trevarthen are down on the apron.
Yeah, Cray's still on the apron. He just back up onto the track. I'm going to roll back and see if I can see what happened here. And, Cray drifted into the wall, and Trevarthen followed him right into the wall, which is so easy to do on these mile-and-a-half tracks. If you're locked on that back bumper and you follow them through the turn, you're gonna literally follow them right into the wall, and that's what happened. So they're gonna drop 3 or 4 spots there.
Yeah, Cray, he fell all the way back to 9th.
So Gemmel's made a move around Spidle, and he's back into that second spot. And the top three's kind of starting to walk away here.
Yeah, Jeff, he was driving her in real deep in the beginning, and I'm wondering if he hurt the right side tires doing it. Man, it's good to see the mouse up there in the top 3, early going. You know, I gave him that nickname because he normally sneaks his way in there towards the end. But he's hanging out up at the top pretty strong tonight so far.
Yeah, watching these top 3, Hollingsworth clearly runs a lower line around the whole track compared to the 6 and 5. Now that we're going to pay attention to it, they're going to make a liar of me. No, there he goes. Yeah, he gets about a half a car length, a full car length lower before the 6 and the 5 does, which gives him a great drive off the corner. Just makes you wonder how long that right front will last running that lap.
And here goes our points leader to take the top spot away from Hollingsworth. Let's see if he can make it stick coming off of 2. But you know, with those 3 battling, look at who's at the rear there. Hatchel and Tiny Horse has reeled that front pack in.
Yeah, the up front racing there, and then two running a draft off each other. And they wound up in pretty quick that last lap. It's like Hatchell's got a pretty good head of steam here going on the front stretch. And Todd Cray and Trevarton, after their little incident, they haven't really been able to make up any ground. Trevarton does have some right front fender damage, as does Cray. On board here with Gemmel going down the back stretch. Reaching speeds of 186. With fresh tires, you go about 191. It's dropped off of quite almost 2 seconds. Just a little short of 2 seconds since the green flag dropped, and we're only 16 laps in. On board, Hatchell took over that third spot. Top five nose to tail. Von Hollifield in 6th place, kind of out in no man's land right now. Mark Jenkins trying to catch up to him, and Brother Rob's right behind him at 8th, so they're making runs up through the field. Mark started 13th. He's got his way worked up to 7th, and Rob started 12th, and he's right behind him in 8th. These front five, they're nose to tail all over each other.
And thankfully they're some of the best, because as tight as they're running, one mistake and it could take out all of them.
Well, if it happens, you brought it up, not me.
I'll take that bad mojo.
It's like Hatchell's tucked up underneath that 6 going down the front stretch here, and he's going to give him a little shove into the corner. See if he can work that into a big run down here the back stretch. Yeah, everybody's going to stay in line here.
Nah, you thought so. There goes Gemmel to the lead.
Yeah,
but Allingsworth's gonna cross them back up dirt car style and try to take it back from him.
Yeah, he's going to do it. I wondered how much of a run Gemmel would have going down into the turn there. And he slid up the track, and you see Speidels taking advantage of Gemmel having to get off the gas there, and he's going to try to fight and take that second spot away. Yeah, we're getting 21 laps in, so they're having to back the corners up a little bit, but still pretty good on the tires so far. And my power just flickered, but it kept staying online here, so. See Kemmel going underneath. Hollingsworth, got a little hairy there. Didn't know if he's going to get it held. Like he almost did the 4-tire slide up into him, and Hollingsworth's going to hold the lead here at the line, but
and there goes Tiny Horse. He's gonna throw it under Hatchel. He may get Gemmel too. But he scuffed too much trying to keep her turned down, and the two of them go right back by him.
Hatchel's all over the back of Gemmel again. Shoved him off into the turn here. Last time we did this, Gemmel had a huge run down the backstretch. See if he gets it again.
You know, nothing against Hollingsworth there, but I'm wondering if he's holding that front pack up a little bit. Because Ron's chasing in Tiny Horse.
Yeah, Mark Jenkins is starting to close up on the back of Ron, so they might be picking up a little bit of speed off each other here. But the gap is definitely closing in.
And there goes the Mouse. He throws her in real deep. He gets cleared on Hollingsworth. But Hollingsworth is going to do the dirt car crossover. I think he's going to make it stick. Not quite. Because Speidel's going to drive her back in on the high side and try to hold him off.
See Todd Cray coming out of the pits right there. It's like Cray, Zoda, and Trevarton all did just stop for pit service.
Well, we know two of them, they needed damage repaired, so maybe Paul touched the wall a little bit there that we missed. And the three of them came down together.
Yeah, on board here with Paul. He definitely touched the wall.
Now we're going to see what the 4 tires are like, because here comes Cray by himself. Drives right around Tiny Horse, under Hatchel and Speidel. And he's going to clear Gemmel too by the time the corner's done. So, 4 tires are worth 4 cars.
He'll pin it here to the bottom and pass Hollingsworth. And get himself back here on a lead lap. That'll put Soda in the lucky dog spot. And no lack of action here in the first 30 laps. I was talking earlier, and I thought maybe it might be one of them deals where everybody gets spread out and kind of gets boring, but we've got guys going at each other all over the field.
Yeah, the top 5 has been very racy. As we see here, Hatchel's going to throw it under his teammate and see if he can make it stick. And with all that chaos, Ron's reeled in that group, so now we got a 6-car battle.
And we'll see if Ron was in, now that he's caught him, see if he was in tire saving mode here. And see if he can make some moves before we start seeing green flag pit stops for the rest of the field.
Looks like the V-Speed cars and the Taz Motorsports car, they just dove off on pit lane. I'm seeing in driver chat, the mouse, he'll be coming down next lap. And it looks like our top 3 is going to be coming down together this time.
Looks like Gemmel's going to come out of the pits way later than his teammate.
Yeah, Gemmel had to have something going on. Because Tiny Horse and Hatchel have about a half a corner on them.
Hollingsworth hit his pit stall nice and clean. Vitals in clean. Holyfield's in clean. Nice clean pit stops here. Rob Jenkins has been handed the lead here until he gets in and gets his pit stop. And Len McNeese is behind him. That second spot. See Gemmel work to the inside of Jenkins here, put himself back on the lead lap. Todd Cray showing in third right now. He's the kind of short pitted there compared to everybody else. Once McNeese and Jenkins hit the pit road, which McNeese just did, they'll actually have a kind of little comfy lead up there.
Yeah, he looks like he has about a quarter of the front stretch on Hatchel, which I believe is going to be our second place car when all this works out.
Rob Jenkins hitting pit road on lap 34, so like pit stops between lap 30 34. Definitely going to be using pit road quite a bit tonight. Around comes Todd Cray and they're falling to that top spot. So after pit stops, Todd Cray sitting in the lead. Seth Hatchel in second. Tiny Horse Johnson in third. Hollingsworth fourth. Speidel in fifth. Gemmel's in sixth. Ron Holyfield in seventh. Mark Jenkins in eighth. Len McNeese in ninth. And Rob Jenkins in 71. Just going to round out your top 10. Craig's got about a 2.3 second lead on Hatchell, and we'll probably watch that gradually drop off since Craig's got about 9 more laps on his tires. And yes, Hatchell is winding him in at a pretty quick pace. Kind of the battle right now is Hollingsworth and Speidel for that 4th spot.
Yeah, I think those two are just trying to work together to get up there to Tiny Horse. And then the 3 of them can go chase down Hatchell.
Seeing Hatchell and Johnson there work their way around Cray. Hollingsworth's going to get on his inside, and Speidel's going to make a move here and take over the 4th spot. Here's Hollingsworth working on the inside of the 38. Trying to take away that 2nd spot from him.
Yeah, but I don't think Tiny Horse, he ain't gonna roll over and let him just have it.
Hollingsworth slides up in front, and the 38's all over him down the backstretch. Gave him a little shove there into the corner and sends him packing in there pretty hot.
I mean, I don't want to say there's any bad blood between the 2 of them. But they did get together with each other, I'm going to say 2-3 weeks ago. So let's see if anything comes from that.
Speidel's going to make a move in the inside here. Johnson kind of pinched him down there and able to get the run on the outside and hold position. Wow, Hatchell's just got about a 2nd lead. Top 5, or did end up getting all back together here as they were spread out when the green flag pit stops happen. .38 all over Hollingsworth.
Yeah, once those 3 got hooked up together, they're starting to chase that thing pretty quick.
Yeah, they're knocking about 2/10 off a lap here. Johnson as he gets a huge run off of 2, or off of, I'm sorry, 4. And he's going to pass Hollingsworth here on the outside. At least make the attempt to do it. He's on board with him. It's like he's going to get it done here going into 1. As you can see there, catching Hatchell as it's down to less than around a half a second. Everybody's kind of settled in here for middle run, so I'll run you through the top 10. Seth Hatchell. Started 7th. Currently leading and led 10 laps. Ryan Johnson started 14th. No practice, no qualify. Was able just to grid in right as race was getting ready to start. Sitting in 2nd spot, Jeff Hollingsworth led 27 laps of this race. The early stages. Sitting in 3rd, Brad Speidel, your pole sitter. Sitting in 4th, Todd Cray. Started 3rd, he's sitting in 5th. Point champion, Ryan Gemmel, started 6th. Or started 2nd, sitting in 6th. Ron Hollifield started 10th. He's sitting in that 7th spot. Running in that top 5 pretty competitively before the green flag pit stops. Mark Jenkins in the 33. Started 13th, sitting in the 8th spot. Rob started 12th, sitting 9th. Glenn McNeese started 4th, currently sitting in the 10th spot. Go ahead and round the rest of the field out as James Dewars started 11th and is in 11th. Paul Zada started 9th, currently sitting in 12th. And Michael Javarton started 6th, currently sitting in 13th as he had some right front damage from incident with a wall. Him and Cray got into it, and he's now hitting pit road. Really, I would imagine that Barton and Cray's kind of hoping for a caution. That way they can get some damage repair done. As you see Cray slide in front of him into his pit stall. You can get a lot of damage fixed here at Michigan because the lap's pretty long under caution. I mean, it's 39-second lap at speed, so you're looking at almost a minute a lap caution, so you can knock off some serious damage real quick. Jump back up front here to Hatchell as Ryan Johnson, Hollingsworth, and Speidels wound him in quite a bit here.
Yeah, while you were going through the pack, Tiny Horse was right to the bumper of Hatchell, and then it looked like he scraped the wall going into one and fell all the way back.
Yeah, it got just minor right front fender damage. Nothing I don't think is going to hurt him, though. Some light scrapes. Hollingsworth starting to look.
Oh, he gave Tiny Horse the bumper a little bit.
Yeah, watching Hollingsworth this season, if he thinks he's faster to you, he'll let you know he's there and you need to get out of his way. Make the move on the inside here. It looks like Tiny Horse let off and let him have the spot. He's trying to cross him over here, going down the backstretch, and he's want to, so. He can try to hold it, because if he can't, Spidle's going to take the. He's going to lose 2 spots. There at the flag stand, Hollingsworth kind of comes down in front saying, hey, buddy. My spot. Takes him, Spidle follows him through.
Yeah, I think he just meant to throw some dirty air there in front of Ryan, and it definitely worked.
Yeah, since, I mean, last week was the first week we broadcasted with the new damage model, but from what I'm reading, it's got a kind of a new air model, too, in the way these cars will suck up to each other and get each other air loose. See Cray coming on the inside of Hollingsworth here with fresh tires, battling to get himself back on the lead lap. Meanwhile, Jenkins also, Mark Jenkins, I should say, in the 33, did take his second pit stop also. Comes Cray, got his lap back. Jenkins there on the inside, kind of blow by the 37.5 and 38. There he gets his lap back.
You know, I'm just super impressed with Hatchell out there. Just keeping his distance with those 3 guys behind him drafting.
Yeah, definitely got his.
He's got the clean air package on the car tonight.
He's got it working. Track temperature did jump, or did drop about 9 degrees since we started. The 4 lead changes so far here get ready to round out lap 58. Yeah, they was winding Hatch a win, but now he's got it worked back out to 8/10. Kind of peeking up watching this Martinsville show tonight with the Cup guys they're running at. And Blaney was running top 5 and just got nailed for too many guys over the wall. So that's rough.
I'm sure Roger's happy with that. You know, speaking of Roger Penske, did you hear that he is refusing his cars to go to Indy without fans in the grandstands?
No, I've not heard that, but I did read where they was allowing some fans to come back. I've been to Indy, and you could sit definitely space. I think it holds like 250,000 people. You can space out 100,000 people pretty easily there.
Yeah, Roger pretty much told Indy that he doesn't care. They can run that race in October, but he ain't bringing his cars without fans.
Yeah, they might all have a win and be locked in by then. Kinda got a little gaggle of cars here running with the leaders. Tada's got fresh tires, and Trevarton's got fresh tires. They're trying to battle back and get a lap back here, as they're showing 2 laps down. And Gemmel did stop and take tires. So he's on fresh tires as he comes out of pit road here. And see who else stopped. Oh, that's it. Jenkins, 33 stopped, so he's on fresh tires. Hollingsworth showing in the lead as Hatchell peels off with Speidel to get 4 fresh Goodyears and a full tank of Sunoco race fuel. And that just sounded way too professional for me. I gotta cut that out. And we see Hollingsworth peeling off here. Locks the brakes up a little bit, does the 4-wheel slide, gets it down to speed. And up front, as we cycle through, Len McNeese is going to be your leader. Rob Jenkins in the 71 is going to fall into second here. The last 2 not to pit in this cycle. So see how long they can hang out. And Brad just texted me that he lost power, so I guess you're stuck with me for the rest of the night. So pretty much like the first set of cycle pit stops, with Cray stopping a little bit early. He's showing the first car that's had a stop, so barring nothing too crazy happens here once we cycle through. But right now, Len McNeese is out front, and it's led. that last lap, and he'll pick up some bonus points for leading the lap tonight. And he's got Rob Jenkins right in tow, and Rob led 4 laps earlier in the race. Down this backstretch they go. Got some more action back here from third back. It's Hatchell and Spidles battling for the third spot, and they got some lap traffic of James Dorr and 33 of Mark Jenkins that they get by here. So let's jump on board with Len McNeese. And actually, he's peeling off the pit road, so let's hop on board here and see he gets it lowered down. In case you haven't really been on board with too many people pitting. So he makes the trip down pit road as Rob Jenkins will take over the lead at this point. And you see his pit stall, nice and smooth. Right sides are up, left sides are going up. Fuel's in. Drop the jack and you're off. And you want to stay underneath that 55 mile per hour pit road speed limit, and on off pit road he goes, and on comes Rob Jenkins. And Seth Hatchell will take over the lead, but Brad Spidle's right there with him. Not going to give him up too much room, and about a second back, Ryan Johnson and the 38. And a little bit behind him, Jeff Hollingsworth, about a half second behind. So a little spread out here, but we got a battle up front. Seth Hatchell crosses the line to lead us 27th lap of the night. They caught the 71 here. Rob Jenkins, and looking to put him a lap down. Hatchell looks like he's going to drop it to the bottom here and make quick work of it. Jenkins fighting back on the outside to stay on that lead lap. It's a nice long run down the backstretch. I brought up earlier, this is a SOMO finale for their season, and Ryan Gemel's going to be your points champion after starting this race. Shane Papal is going to lose some spots as he's on NASCAR duty tonight. It does look like Jeff Hollingsworth will slide possibly up in that second spot. Brad Hicks, who's not in the field tonight, Looks like he's gonna finish 4th. Trevarton gonna round out your top 5. Spidle's gonna be finishing that 6th spot, but lots of talent here in the SOMO series, and it's really been fun watching these guys race, and I'm a big fan of some of these guys, and appreciate Paul, all of his help helping me get this going as far as broadcasting and overlays. I learned a ton off of him in a pretty short period of time, and thankfully he doesn't think there's any stupid questions, because I asked him a ton of them. I just seen Spidle take the lead there over Hatchell. But it's been fun. I'm going to be going into full-fledged soccer mode here pretty soon as I coach a high school team. And hopefully I'll be back with you guys after the season's over around November or so. As you see, Hollingsworth and Ryan Johnson, who's kind of been together all night long, doing battle for that 3rd spot. But yeah, once soccer season hits in my house, everything just kind of slows down, so. Yeah, I just want to give Paul a big shout out, and Brad for coming on board with me and calling these races. Man, it's been fun. We've seen some pretty good shows. And some pretty good highlights stick in my head from this season. Starting with Daytona, Paul got a hold of me. He's like, "Hey, you want to broadcast?" I'm like, "I'm not very good at it." And he's like, "Well, we have Daytona," and it was like 2 weeks out or something. And I was like, "Yeah, well, I can give it a shot." He's like, "Yeah, we run the full race." I'm like, "You run 500 miles?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, I don't know." Like, oh, I'll be alright. So, remember, most of that race, Hollingsworth led the huge bulk of it. And Team V-Speed, with about 6 laps to go, hooked up. And ended up pulling around him. And Gemmel and Hatchell went 1-2 there. And then we went to... a little later, we went to California, and Gemmel was working on a points lead after a few good finishes and led that race, the big part of it. I'm thinking he led like 97 laps, and about 8 to go, he kind of lost focus and caught the wall. That ended up giving up the lead. So we see Gemmel on fresh tires, battling back to get one of his laps back. He's showing 2 laps down right now. But yeah, I think the first 5 weeks, we was like, man, Gemmel's going to run away with this thing. It's going to be a snoozer. And then, you know, like all racers do, you kind of just hit a stale spot and get some bad luck and couple bad finishes, and then it started tightening right back up. And Gemmel has 3 wins on the season, as you can see there. He'll finish with the most wins no matter what happens here tonight. I take that back. I believe Todd Gray might have won one more race, but he wasn't able to run the full schedule, so I'll have to look it up and let you know. See Speidel still out front leading, but Hollingsworth and Johnson has wound them two in as they got a little racy with each other. Hollingsworth closing on the back bumper of Hatchell. Hatchell gets a good run off of 4 and drags it back out to about a car length. The top 4 nose to tail. Ron Hollifield's running in 5th, but he's a ways behind. But a good battle cooking up front here. Hollingsworth's all over the back of Hatchell coming off of 4. Speidel slides high, he's in the wall. Oh, comes down to the side of Hatchell. They all save it, but I'm sure Speidel has some significant right front damage there, as he might have got a little arrow loose, as I was talking about earlier. Let's roll back here and see what happened. And Hatchell's on the outside. Gets a little run here to the inside, and he might have got up the front end a little arrow loose. And Speidel was into the outside wall pretty dang hard there. And he's going to fall back to that 4 spot. See if he can get it collected up. And we'll take a look here at his right front suspension. And yeah, it's got a little bit of damage on the front fender there. And that'll slow him down with that tear. But we have been caution free for 85 laps. Hollingsworth sitting out front after that little shake-up. Hatchell's in 2nd, and Ryan Johnson's in 3rd. Hatchell trying to work his way back up to the back bumper. The 97 here going off of turn 4 through the triable part of the track. Not able to get the big run there. So yeah, I've corrected myself here. Todd Cray has 5 wins in the SOMO series, but 9 starts. Shane Papala has a win. Hollingsworth has a win. Speidel has a win. And Rob Jenkins had a win. And Seth Hatchell has had a couple wins to his record this year. As Hollingsworth, Hatchell, and Johnson's all nose to tail here. And Spidles definitely fell off pace-wise here after that hard contact with the outside wall. Kind of looking like a three-horse race, but Johnson's starting to fall off the pace here a little bit. He was working pretty hard to get up there into the top three, so maybe a little tire wear. And we actually will start seeing pit stops start to fall. And Todd Cray is on pit road right now. That back, he has been on pit road. Showing about 20 laps down. I would like to throw a shout out to some of our regular viewers too. Brad's girlfriend Molly, she watches us all the time. My mom, Tina Davis, she likes to, she enjoys watching the broadcasts. And Judy Jenkins, she watches Robin Mark about every week. We've seen her pop up on there. And Todd Cray's Lucky Charm Jessica, she is a regular watcher of us too. We appreciate you guys all tuning in this season. Just seen Ryan Johnson peel off, and he hit pit road as I was talking. And got back out in front of the leaders here, so he didn't go a lap down. As Hatchell's still battling hard to try to get around Hollingsworth here. As we are hitting lap 93 of this 145 lap event. Spidle's coming off a pit road right now after getting service. Little damage repair, I'm sure, on that right front. Here's your leaders hitting pit road. Hollingsworth into his pit, nice and smooth. 4 tires and a full can of fuel. Him and Hatch will come off pit road together here. Ryan Johnson, who we've seen pit about 4 laps prior, going to be your leader after this cycle. Cycle through here, I'll let you know what the gap is. It's going to be about a 4.9 second lead over Jeff Hollingsworth. Hatchell's about 10 car lengths behind him. Rob Jenkins showing in that 4th spot, yet to hit pit road for his 3rd service. Hollingsworth and Hatchell looking to maybe get back together here and start winding in the 38. They've knocked about a second off here in the last 3 laps. Ryan Johnson leading 3 laps after starting 14th. Was able to grid up before the race started. And he didn't lose power. I know he lives pretty close to Brad. So obviously didn't lose power. He still wouldn't be here. And his lead getting shrunk down as you seen Hollingsworth pop into the screen there on him. It's him and Hatchell's trying to run him down. Getting ready to hit lap 99 of the 145 at the stripe. See the 38 ran a really high line there. Hollingsworth and Hatchell caught up to him real fast. Hollingsworth's going to blow by him here going down the backstretch. I think Johnson might have got into the turn a little bit hot, slid up pretty high. It's going to fall back into that 3rd spot, tuck up behind Hatchell. On board with Hatchell's right front suspension cam as he's trying to wind in Hollingsworth. Hatchell's led 29 laps. Hollingsworth's led 41. see on board, or Hollingsworth there hit 189. Down to the turn. May hit a little bit higher than that if he snuffs a drop off of 63 here. 63 gets way down. Hatchell's kind of lost a little bit of distance here on Hollingsworth. You have one more pit stop to go here. It'll be interesting to see where the strategy comes in of guys short pitting and whatnot. Ryan Johnson. Closed in on the 63 there real fast. Able to collect it up. And looks like Gemmel might go another lap down here. Hollingsworth got by him. Or take that back. Gemmel might have just pitted. Yeah, that was the case. But Hollingsworth got this worked up to almost a full second lead over Hatchell. Run through the top 10. Hollingsworth 46 laps led. Seth Hatchell's led 29 of them. Ryan Johnson's led 5. Brad Speidel led 11. Sitting in that 4th spot. Ron Holifield's been top 5 solid all night. Len McNeese led some laps earlier in the race, and he's shown in 6th spot. Mark and Rob, 7th and 8th, have been pretty locked in together here most of the race, as far as position-wise. And Rob also has 5 laps credited to him tonight. James Dewar in 9th, Michael Trevarton in 10th. The champ here trying to work his way around Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth almost gets into the wall, or maybe does a little bit there. 63 sitting in 12th. And that's your current runners. Gemmel's fighting to keep his lap and put some dirty air on Hollingsworth's nose. You can see his teammate Hatchell really has closed in a lot. Hollingsworth was up to a second lap and a half ago, but he's been cut down to 0.3 of a second. Gemmel's going to pull over and let the leaders by. We're reaching lap 111. Here's Seth Hatchell all over the back of Hollingsworth here. On his nose, and shoving Hollingsworth down the front stretch. She's put 5 seconds on third place at Ryan Johnson. And 10 seconds back behind the third place, Brad Speidel. Hatchel's all over the back bumper of Hollingsworth. Just that clean air has been king. throwing dirty air all over the car behind it. They just can't get the run and get the job done. Hatchell might be able to get a run here. Maybe get on the inside, take some air off this quarter, and get him a little loose. Try to take the spot away, but attempt after attempt to get to the back bumper, it just is not able to do it. See Ryan Johnson hitting his pit stall here. And it came in sideways, maybe a little hot. Hatchell and Hollingsworth up front battling and probably took note that Johnson pitted. Johnson's right sides are up. Left side's in the top off to finish the night. Off of pit road he goes in that Taz Motorsports Woody Design machine. And Hollingsworth and Hatchell, or Hollingsworth has hit pit road. Hatchell's out there by himself. And I'm sure he's going to be hitting pit road or the wall here the next lap. And here comes Hatchell. Load down before the commitment cone. Hatchell's really going to have to get it going here. He's going to lose probably 2 seconds on the track. Got the 38 and the 97 battling, and really good pitting for Hatchell. He gets it on pit road and off real quick, and it's going to turn over and give him the lead. Almost a 7/10 lead. So as we see, the Team V-Speed guys got this pit road thing down multiple times through the year. This season we've seen Hatchell and Gemmel just have good pit stops. They're real quick in and real quick off. And Hatchell stayed out the longest here, so it was 2 seconds faster. So he made up 2 seconds by getting on and off pit road. And if you really want to add it in, he actually picked up about 3 because he pulled himself out to just a little over 1 second lead. But now here with 22 laps in, 123 laps in. First 2/3 all within a half a second of each other. We see Hollingsworth peeking in the inside of Hatchell here. See if he can make it work as Hatchell thought he's going to get slid into and kind of jerk the car up the track a little bit as Hollingsworth's going back to the point. Here's Hatchell trying to cross him over and take the spot back. Coming in on 20 laps to go. Tire savings out the window here as it's go time. Hatchell all over Hollingsworth. Gonna peek inside here going into 3. See if he can make this thing stick. Hangs it around the bottom. He's going to use the apron. He should have the pass completed. But Hollingsworth's got a huge run down the front stretch. And side-by-side battle. Between V-Speed and OGR. Still battling. The lap car of 32 gets out of the way. Ryan Johnson in third's kind of lost check with the leaders. Hatchell's actually starting to pull away pretty quick here from Hollingsworth. After making the pass on him. Hatchell's got it spread out to a 1.2 second lead. Starting to run away with it here. Get his third win of the season. Coming to the stripe here, and it'll be 15 to go. We've been caution-free thus far. Other than some light exchanges with the wall and Dale Glessner, a pretty hard hit on the inside wall that took him out of this race early. Lap 4 whenever he got hard contact in the wall. out of the racing line, so it didn't throw a caution. Showing Ron Hall the field. One car's with through. See who ran the fastest lap of the race so far. Be like Ryan Johnson ran the fastest lap of the race at 38.828. Sitting in a spot, running 41s now. Fell 4 seconds behind the leader. Hatchell's got it worked up to 1.2 second lead over Hollingsworth. Run through our top 10. Hatchell's in first, Hollingsworth's in second. Ryan Johnson's third, Brad Speidels in fourth. Rob Jenkins got his way worked up into the fifth spot. Leg McNeese in sixth. Mark Jenkins in seventh. Michael Javarton in eighth. 2020 SOMO Series Spring Champion, Ryan Gemmel. James Dewar, 10th. Alzada rounds out 11th. 11 cars remain running here for 10 laps inside the end of the race, the end of the season. Race summary so far. Started at 108 degrees. We're down to 93. Had 17 lead changes. Some of them due to racing and some of them due to the way the pit cycles fell. At 8 to go here. Hatchell just led number 44 of the night. Hollingsworth's giving it all he has back there to reach him. He's got it down to 1.1 seconds. Kind of starting to run out of time here. Hatchell comes off at turn 4. Six to go. Maintaining about a 1.2 second lead off of Hollingsworth. There's the gap. We're inside 5 to go. Here's a real quick look at your season champion for your SOMO series, Ryan Gemmel. Not really the night he wanted to probably put together tonight. He's going to be 2 laps down here. Looks like he's going to finish in the 10th spot. But more than enough to get it done here and wrap up the championship. Mentioned earlier, pretty dominant here at the beginning of the season. It kind of fell off, and they started coming back here towards the end of the season. That's enough to get it done. Been a long haul since the Daytona opener, and that was a good start on a long season with the SOMO series. End up champion. Meanwhile, up front, side 2 to go here. B-Speed teammate Seth Hatchell's going to cruise to victory as he has a 2.1 second lead over Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth's going to finish in the 2nd spot after leading 63 laps early here. Looks like Ryan Johnson's going to hang on to the 3rd spot. 5 laps led for top 5 all night. So another solid run here for Ryan Johnson. I think he joined the series 3 or 4 races ago and kind of been battling in the top 5 most of the season. Brad Speidle's going to finish 4th. Like Len McNeese is going to round out the top 5. White flag is in the air. Coming off of 4. Seth Hatchell's going to win your SOMO Michigan 145. Hollingsworth off 2nd. Johnson's coming off of turn 4. Is going to finish 5th or 3rd. Spital in 4th. Going to round out your top 5. There's your top 10. And I tell you, I'm just going to go ahead and lock on the Gemmel here as he's finished up his race. And hey champ, this is JC in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Hey, not really probably the night you was expecting to have, but it's enough to lock this thing up after a long season.
Yeah, things certainly didn't go my way, but hold on, I gotta not hit Seth here. Yeah, it was a great season. I can't thank my V-Speed teammates enough. Seth, he helped me out a ton this year. Paul for making all this happen. Lucinda's Color Street Nail Strips for coming on board. You guys for doing some awesome broadcasts. It was just a blast. I had a great time all season long.
Yeah, I was going over some of the highlights of the season and talked about you and Seth, where Hollingsworth led a lot of the season, or a lot of the opener, and then you and Seth hooked up there at the end and blew by him. And that was the start of the pretty dominant beginning of the season. Then you kind of cooled off there a little bit and then started coming back on fire here towards the end of the season. So kind of had a little wave there, but you rode it out, and here you are.
Yeah, I mean, starting off strong, winning the 500 and going back-to-back at Las Vegas was awesome. I still look back at California as another one I should have won. I mean, season certainly didn't come without my fair share of mistakes. I think back to being in the lead with 8 to go at California and hitting the walls, so one got away there, and had some bad luck, had some pretty big errors on my part, but also had some pretty solid races and was able to cap it off with a championship win. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Well, it was fun. So hopefully we'll get to see you back here running again with these guys. And congratulations on the championship. And enjoy.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too.
Hey, Ryan, this is JC in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, another podium finish here for you. Pretty solid night. Ran up in the top 5 all night long. And, I mean, pretty good pit strategy and so forth. Led a few laps, and it's kind of all you can ask for. Pretty good showing, not being in the lead too long.
Yeah, I pulled that just to get in the lead and lead a couple laps there because there was no way I was going to get around them guys on the track. Seth and Jeff were so fast. It was a fun race. I'm definitely not complaining about a third place finish for having, no practice, no qualifying.
Yeah, you hopped right in there just in time to grid up, and it didn't take you long to work your way up through. But yeah, it seemed like once some guys got out in clean air, it was a smooth sailing for them.
Yeah, I had a lot to learn on the track, and I tried to follow them as much as I could and just be patient, work my way through the field.
All right, man. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, SOMO, Paul, Checkered Flag Network, Taz Motorsports, Woody's Designs. I think that's about it.
All right, well, fun seeing you run here with the SOMO guys, and I think Check Flight Network's going to have you tomorrow night, the ARCA Series at Phoenix, so tune in there. Watch Tiny Horse run some more laps.
The track I have some experience at.
There you go. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
You too, bud.
Hey, Jeff, it's JC in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey man, how are you doing, JC?
I'm doing good, man. I'm sitting here and I'm kind of watching the way the points were falling, and you got out there and led some laps, and man, I'm so bothered about the little incident from the track last week.
You and me both, JC. We were just talking about that, but I guess it's racing. That's what happens, and we get that little extra with the online racing. You never know when your connection's going to go bad or if there's going to be a glitch. It just happens.
Yeah, I mean, I've been running through there, and I'm thinking, man, these points, Ryan kind of didn't have the night that he wanted to have, and started falling back, and you're up there battling for the lead, and I'm thinking, dang on, this thing would be so much tighter if it wasn't for glitches or, I mean, whatever we want to call it, but
Explosions.
explosions. But yeah, you got some podiums this year. You got a win. I mean, you had a really good season, and it was fun watching you. I talked about Daytona where you led most of the laps, and then Seth and them ended up getting by you there at Daytona after being dominant. But yeah, I mean, lots of good memories and stuff this season, and the good racing that you did. And I appreciate Paul bringing me on and able to watch some of you guys handle these cup cars around, and it was fun.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. It's fun to watch these broadcasts. Yeah, it was a decent season. I had a few races where I got involved in stuff and damage and disconnections, but that's part of it. I'm not going to take nothing away from Ryan. He ran a great season, won the championship, and race on, man.
All right, anybody you want to thank this week?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Paul for putting on this league. He's putting up with a lot, and anyway, I hope he keeps it going. The sponsor, Color Street Nails, and then my family and my race team, Old Guys Rule. And that's it, brother.
All right, man. We look forward to seeing you broadcasting some of the races you're in here in the future. So take care and stay safe.
I appreciate it, man. Also, I forgot. Great win, Seth. That's it.
All right. Have a good week. Hey, Seth. This is JC in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I finally made my way around to you. It's dominant there tonight, leading 53 laps, and seemed like once you got out front in clean air, you can kind of just cruise.
Yeah, that ended up being the case. I was a little worried, especially that first run. We were all in a pack there. I think it was like the top 4 or 5, and I was worried it was going to be like that all night. And it kind of seemed to be that way if you were behind somebody, like if I was running second or third. But after that first set of pit stops and I got out front and was able to stay out front, I knew that's what I was going to have to do to keep it, not necessarily have to worry about pulling a draft on a guy and getting the last lap pass.
Yeah, it was really exciting racing between the 5 of you that first stint, and then the second stint it kind of fell down to 4, and then it just kind of fell off. And they say the cream always rises to the top towards the end, and you and Hollingsworth had a pretty good battle back and forth, and you kind of just laid it to him there at the end, able to save the tires and clean air, and pretty dominant fashion winning, V-Speed style, and picked up a V-Speed championship out of it too.
Yeah, Ryan did a great job this season. I raced with him for a number of years, and just seeing how much better he's gone over the last few years is amazing. He's right up there with me and the other guys now, which is really cool to see. So great job to Ryan.
Yeah, solid season for him, and when you was able to make the races here, I mean, you was pretty dominant in a few of them. I think this was your 3rd race here at SOMO? 3rd win?
Yeah, 3rd win seems right.
Yeah, be your 3rd win. But I appreciate watching you come here and race, and it's been fun broadcasting the races you were in this season. And anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank you for doing a great job with the broadcast. I love sending people to see them. Love going back and watching them myself. You just do a fantastic job. I've got to thank my team V-Speed. Again, congrats to Ryan. All the drivers in this league for a great race tonight. I know there wasn't any cautions, but it was real good, hard racing out there. And Paul and all the admins.
All right. Well, we appreciate the kind comments, and good luck in your future races, and we'll maybe see you back here next sometime. I know I'm probably not going to do most of the season next season, but I have other obligations. But appreciate you racing, and enjoyed watching you and Ryan this year, and take care.
Yep, you too.
All right, that was your winner of Michigan, Seth Hatchell. And here's going to be your results. Hatchell takes the win, Hollingsworth in second, Ryan Johnson in third, Brad Speidel in fourth, Glenn McNeese in fifth, Mark Jenkins sixth, Rob Jenkins seventh, Mike Trevart in eighth, James Dewar ninth, champion Ryan Gemmel 10th, Paul Zada in 11th, Ron Holofield 12th, Todd Cray 13th, Gary Wright finishes up 14th, and Dale Glessner rounds out the rest of the field. I was going to grab a word with Paul here, but it looks like maybe he disconnected. So, again, I appreciate Paul getting a hold of me and bringing me on. Some real awesome races this year. Thanks to Brad for co-broadcasting these things. Thanks to everybody who watched every week. And it's been fun. I learned a lot. Seen a lot of good racing. And made some good friends doing this. And good luck next season with the SOMO, and maybe we'll catch you up. We'll catch you here again in the fall, winter months, whenever we get back to being able to broadcast more. I have other obligations. So thanks, Lucinda Sleek and Unique VIP Color Street Nail Strips, for sponsoring the SOMO Racing League. I'm going to go ahead and put them on. Check them out. These nails, actually, I got a few friends that's into them, and they're getting a lot of good reviews. And thanks for watching Checker Flight Network. And Brad, appreciate all the kind comments and everything we got all season long. And everybody, take care and stay safe out there.